Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Week 5 edition of the Gridiron Gals video. I am the NFL chick, along with my beautiful host, Pigskin Loving Lady, and it is Week 5 already. It seems like the NFL season is flying by. What about you?
I hate to think about it because, when you just said week 5, I'm like, dang, already,
NFL, not for long.
I know, right?
So let's get to the first game. We have the Giants at the Texans. And the Giants looked good last week against the Bears, but I expected that to happen. I expected the Giants to come out and play in panic mode because, their season was on the line. Their head coach's job was on the line. I think the Texans calmed down a little bit, but I like the Texans at home. I think that they match up very well against the Giants defense. They can move the ball, and I'm going to pick the Texans at home.
Yeah, I want to pick, you know how I am. Listen, I do want to pick the Texans because I got them winning, the division, but is Andre Johnson going to play? Because I think that matters, and
yes,
I don't think it's been decided yet if he's going to play.
You're right.
So that just makes me hesitate. Something terrible. Okay, we don't have all day. Just because I'm pulling for the Texans to win a division, I'm going to stick with them. But I'm telling you, I'm really not comfortable with my pick. But I'm going to stay with my Texans.
Same here. All right. The next game we have is the Titans at the Cowboys. And the Titans is just coming off that disastrous defensive effort against the Broncos. The Cowboys are coming off a bye week. I don't really still know who this Cowboys team is, but I do expect the Cowboys to come out fresh. They've had a week off. They've had time to, watch the Titans game and see what they can do against them. The problem is going to be Chris Johnson overall, but I think that the Cowboys offense will find a way to move against the Titans defense. So I'm taking the Cowboys at home.
Yeah, I'm about to shock everybody too because I'm going to take the Cowboys. And you know what's amazing to me? Why isn't people asking why Jeff Fisher isn't considered on the hot seat? Because doesn't it seem like he's losing control of his team? There's just something missing with the Titans. And until they find that missing component, I'm going to bet against them. So I don't have a choice but to give the Cowboys a nod this weekend. And I think it's because they're coming off of a bye. And honestly, they had a whole week to look at everybody, not just the Titans, but just the entire league and see what adjustments they need to make. So I think the Cowboys get it done at home.
The missing piece might be quarterback because I don't think that Vince Young is the answer for Jeff Fisher, even though Bud Adams loves Vince Young. So we'll see.
Would you Would you play Kerry Collins instead of Vince Young?
Too old. No. Next game we have is the Broncos at the Ravens, and this was actually kind of difficult for me to pick. I mean, because the Broncos are really playing good offensive football right now. Kyle Orton, of all people, is leading the league in yards, which I found surprising, and they're like dead last against the run. I want to pick the Ravens, but I think this will be a close game. I don't think it'll be a blowout of any sort. I think the Broncos are better than what we would give them credit for. I see the Ravens winning it, but I see it being some teeth pulling and dragging going on.
That may be so, but I have no doubt that the Ravens are going to win. And, it all goes back down to Flacco. Like we said, he grew up last week against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I just think that's going to do so much for him going forward for his confidence. And honestly, that offense is clicking. Like I said, there's no underestimating the Ravens defense. But when you got the offense clicking the way they did last week, which I think they'll be able to move the ball. I don't think it'll be as easy against the Broncos, but they'll be able to get first downs and stuff. So I'll take the Ravens against the Broncos.
Okay. Next game we have is the Chargers at the Raiders. And this is my boo against my closet team. And I'm not picking my boo this week. I'm picking the Oakland Raiders. And let me tell you why.
Okay.
Before we before we started the blog, I said to you, and you said to me as well, we both agree that the Raiders are the best 1-3 team that we've probably seen in a while.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they're better than what their record states. I think that this team gets better as the year goes on. I love Bruce Gronkowski. I always thought he should have been the starter regardless of Jason Campbell.
Mm-hmm.
The Chargers defense and special teams is horrible. And I don't know if they're going to be able to stop the running backs for the Chargers or Zach Miller for that matter. So for the Raiders. So I'm going to go ahead and pick Oakland.
Yeah. Yeah, we did have that conversation. We did. And they're in Oakland. It's a lot of pluses, pointing to the Raiders. You know what? Okay, here I am, Rita. I have to just say something. Can you name somebody on the Raiders defense for me?
Michael Huff.
Okay.
Richard Seymour.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
You forgot about Nnamdi Asomugha?
No, I didn't forget about him. I'm a little slow today. Yeah, those three. I could say Seymour. Okay. And that guy with that long name, him. The Chargers, here, okay, let me just let it.
Pick a game.
I know. I'm going to pick the Chargers. I'm going to pick the Chargers, and I'm going to let the cat out the bag. I have such a sentimental place in my heart for North Turner because I just feels like he's a horrible coach. He really should just know his role and stay as an offensive coordinator. But since he keep getting all these head coaching jobs, I'm like, okay, whatever. So just for him, just so he can just keep that monkey off his back. Because once the pressure gets on North, he just crumbles and he looks horrible. So I'm just hoping the Raiders are used to losing. Okay, the Chargers, they have to live up to this hype. So I'm gonna take the Chargers.
All right, fair enough. The next game we have is the Packers at the Redskins, and this is a decent matchup, I think.
So.
The Redskins have a good defense. Both teams have good defenses. Both teams have offenses that can move the ball. I think that we could probably agree that right now Aaron Rodgers is better than Donovan McNabb at this juncture in their careers. I want to pick the Redskins, but I am compelled to pick Green Bay because I think Green Bay just has a little bit more than Washington. I know I'm going to regret this because my heart says pick Washington for some reason, but I'm going against my better judgment, and I'm going to pick the Packers.
Well, I'm going to stick with my better judgment, and I'm going to pick the Redskins because I picked against them last week, and I'm going to tell you why I'm going to pick them. I'm telling you, LaRon Landry. Dude is he's in Hawaii already, and it's only week 5. Clinton Portis is not playing, and I think that's a good thing because he's easy to game plan against, in my opinion. I like the Redskins' defense. What did we hear about from Deshaun Jackson last week? Right. You hear what I'm saying? And I know Green Bay has a lot of weapons. I really do. But their running game right now is suspect without Ryan Grant. I just think at home, the Redskins got the best advantage. So and that's one of the reasons why I'm picking them too, because they're at home. So I'll take the Skins.
Okay. Final game that we have is the Monday night game, and this is the doozy. It's going to be the Vikings at the Jets, and it's a doozy because Randy Moss got traded to Minnesota, and now he's playing against his former rival team, the Jets, which he just played against 3 weeks ago. Darrelle Revis might be back. He started running his mouth saying he gave up in the second half of the game against New England. So, we got all these storylines that go to it. I'm picking Minnesota because I think Randy Moss gives Brett Favre and that whole entire team a new life. I think Jared Allen is going to play out of his mind. He's probably going to get fined for that calf roping thing that he does that the league wants him to stop doing. I am picking the Vikings. I think Randy Moss is the adrenaline that team needed.
And you know who's the adrenaline for the Jets, Jets? You forgot to mention Santonio Holmes is coming back. Yeah. He's my X factor. He cannot wait, and Sanchez cannot wait to have him out here. I have him out there. So I'm taking Gangrene at home. No doubt about it.
Sounds good to me. That is our week 5 edition of the Gridiron Gals video. We want to remind you guys that every Tuesday we are on Blog Talk Radio. So just go to blogtalkradio.com/Gridiron Gals at 9 p.m. We talk about all the hottest topics on and off the field in the NFL. So we hope that you tune in then. And until next time, we hope you have happy pickings and have a good weekend.
All right, guys.